Well, welcome back, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. So I know I've been talking about going to this old ghost town. It's an old mine that I wanted to explore. This is one of the ore bins. So today I decided to come out here and do some exploring. And let me tell you, the ride in here was an adventure all by itself. Four-wheeler did really well. About 3 feet of snow. Nobody else has been up here on this road, so I'm going to do some exploring. I'm going to explore this old mine bin. Over towards that way is some old mines, about a half a mile up on top of the mountain, so I'm going to go explore that. And I'm just going to explore the old community out here. A lot of the old buildings aren't here anymore. I did see a Jeep that was rolled over in the bottom of the old wash creek, or the old creek down here, no wash. That Jeep's been there a long time. So there's a lot of artifacts up here. So come along, and we're also going to cook today. I've got some garlic marinated pork tenderloin that we're going to cook up. I'm going to do some bannock and then just enjoy the area out here. So come along and welcome. So I made it to the top of this first ore bin. Obviously it's collapsed a lot. Can't wait to get up here in the summer when all the snow melts and check it out. If you look up there, there's another mine, and if you look right there, there's another ore bin. There's mines all over the side here. This is back in the 1800s. This is when this town was here. Alright, so I came over to the other side from that ore bin. This right here, the government agencies have been going around closing up a lot of the mine shafts around this area, and then what they do is this is what they put. They put a thing of concrete and then really thick rebar welded across so nobody can go down the shaft. That shaft right there is hundreds and hundreds of feet. Now you see the wood that's down in here, that's a collar for the shaft, and that's the only thing left of the original head frame from the 1800s. I mean, that's just cool. I know this is a little bit different video than just cooking, so I hope everybody enjoys this adventure to the Scranton Mine and town of Scranton. And there's Wilbur. So my next thing is I'm going to go back. I'm going to go up, see if I can find some open adits at the top. There's some more tailings and stuff. So I've got a hike. So we'll talk at you guys soon. Many years ago, they put on the internet an aerial shot of this town, and there were still a few standing buildings. Unfortunately, not anymore. And what we're doing, I'm going to go up and check that out. I'm going to work my way up that road onto the top of this other tailings and just curiously see if there's any adits up there that aren't closed off. 'Cause that's one hobby I have too, is I like to go into old mines and explore, research the history of them. I have all the gear. I have rappelling gear so I can rappel down 400 feet is the most rope I've got into different shafts and things. I did want to say why this is all red out here. Just a touch of geology for you. It's iron. There's iron oxides, and what it is, it's weathered out to produce this red hue. That's exactly why it's all red. Now we're starting to walk on top of those tailings. It's an old sheep trail now, but back in the day, there was probably a very narrow gauge rail line that came out of the mine and dumped everything here. Here's the remnants of another old building, just right at the base. But you can get a bird's eye view of the area. Definitely there's a lot more growth over 100 years. But there was a town down there. It'll be very interesting to come back up here when all the snow's gone and see what relics of the past we can find. I'm going to do a research on minerals of what was being mined here, and if it's anything related to what I like to look for, then I'll bring equipment out here to go through these tailings. I have a thing called a dry washer. And what it does is hot air induction. It blows hot air and dries out the dirt. And if there's heavy minerals or heavy metals in it, for example gold, then that'll fall into my riffles and I can collect it. So it's definitely something to research. We're at the end of the tailings where it dumped. We'll walk back. Now I do want to reiterate, I do go into these mine shafts, and I want to use a word of caution here. It is extremely, extremely dangerous to do so. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't have the right equipment, do not ever go into a mine shaft. I do have the equipment. I have the knowledge. I used to work as an underground coal miner, and the coal mine is still in operation. But I no longer work at a coal mine. So I've been trained through MSHA and with my experience as an underground coal miner to go into these mines. And I still will go with a feeling. If I have a bad feeling about it, I won't even go into it. So I just want to use a word of caution. If you don't know what you're doing, stay out of them mines. And in some places you have to check everything. It could be illegal, and you don't want to get in trouble with the law. There's so many other things you can do for adventures. Just come to the area and research it. Now there, you see across the way, if you see that depression right there, that was an adit. It's obviously been caved in with the use of explosives. So instead of putting a grate across it, because they'll do vertical and horizontal grates on that shaft, that's a horizontal grating. But on some shafts, and I've seen, they will put horizontal grates, or vertical grates, my apologies. Or they'll do that. They'll just blow them up. And then right above it is more diggings. All right, everybody, so I climbed up to two different adits. One was that one I showed you where they used dynamite and they obliterated it so you can't get in. And then just about 400 feet from that, tucked into these pinyon pines, is another adit. Now, they obviously put a gate on it at one point in life, and people were trying to gain access, probably cutting the bars to get into it. So what they did is it looks like they came back. And if you see behind me, they made this wall of concrete to keep people out. And unfortunately, people are still trying to get in. Just off to my side, and I'll take you over there, you can see people are trying to dig back into this mine. They've even tried, if you look right here, they've tried drilling into it. I can only imagine how thick it is. They've put a footing in. I bet that's at least a 12-inch footing. I bet this wall's at least a foot thick. So, just wanted to kind of show you guys that. Now, looking out from the adit with the concrete wall, you can see the tailings there, and then just right below us, coming out of this, was that old ore bin, and then across the way on that mountain just below us is that ore bin where we were first coming in. So I wanted to show you guys, somebody's came out here at one point in time and put in these T-posts with some fencing material, and they've made these squares. These are old homesteads that were here. There was a house or an office or some sort of a building that used to be here. And I'm going to cross over the road. I'm going to go back up into here. There's an old water tank up there that is now collapsed. I mean, there's a lot of snow out here, but the things that are protruding from the snow are really neat. Kind of paints a picture of a little bit of this town. Over there is that old ore bin, and if you see the two sticks coming up out of the snow, that was the end of the line for their little train cars that would dump the spoil. Then at the top there's another mine added up there. So we've kind of explored all the mines and the adits out here, and some of the town that you can see, that's protruding above the smoke. So me and Wilbur came up to the bottom of the tailings, and we're going to cook us some lunch. Now we're going to use the bitty big Q grill, and we're going to make I'm going to make some bannock. I'm going to put a little bit of honey in it, and then I've got a pork tenderloin that is marinated in garlic and mustard. So it's going to be a really good lunch. I picked this spot just up here on this small tailings pile just to overlook and just see the beauty of this old town. Now in the description, I'm going to put a little bit of a history of what this town was, so you guys can read more about this. This is on public lands. And it's nice too when you come up here on a four-wheeler or anywhere, I can bring a chair. You know, it's nice. It's nice, these areas. The bitty big Q. Amazing little grill. Well, we got the grill all set up. Just waiting for the fire to burn into some more coals. The thing is about all this juniper out here, it burns very, very quickly. So I'm having to load the fire up pretty thick so we can get some good coals. Alright, so I've got the flatbread all mixed up with the water. I've got some salt and just flour in there. I'm going to add a little bit of honey to it. I'm going to chop up and make a nice little side dish out of a potato with some onion. And I'll tell you what, I love my Opinel knives. They are amazingly sharp. Great kitchen knife. There's the GSI kitchen. Now I did remember this time to bring, excuse me, my butter and my horseradish. Horseradish on a garlic mustard tenderloin. This is going to be a good lunch. Coals, fire's starting to burn down to some good coals. We're going to throw the bitty big Q on there here in just short. And we'll start cooking. Alright, we got the food on. We've got the pork tenderloin that's been marinating in the garlic mustard. We got some flatbread. Then we've got some potatoes and onions, sauteing in some butter. Here in a few moments I'll be adding some Old Bay seasonings to it. Well, lunch is done cooking. The bitty big Q, awesome grill. Awesome grill. It held up to having the pot and pan on there. It held up to everything I put on it. Everything I did. It is a great piece of kit. So here's the lunch. Got some flatbread. Got some pork tenderloin, and then I got down there some potatoes and onions seasoned with Old Bay, a little bit of horseradish for the pork tenderloin, and of course an adult beverage. So I'm going to enjoy this, and then we'll be right back. Well, lunch is done. That was a wonderful meal. The meat was just absolutely tender, and that horseradish, oh, that was spot on. But the potatoes and the onions with the seasonings was great. Flatbread was great, and the adult beverage was very nice. So it's been turned out to be a very nice day on this exploring and this little meal. So I wanted to thank everybody for coming along, and we'll see you on the next one. And if you like it, please like, subscribe, and comment. Anything you'd like to see on this channel, please let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day, and thank you so much. Thanks for watching.